Thanks for checking out Higher Thought Gaming. We are here in the Vanguard, and we're going to be getting into our top tier armor build after patch 10.0. So the main thing with this build is every single weapon that you're seeing here is going to refill armor, and then on top of that, we are going to have 2 prestige perks that also refills our armor. So this is one of the best armor gaining builds in the entire game, and we will go into the power axe first since this is our new weapon available. And it does feel good on the Vanguard, definitely against chaos enemies because of the stagger that you can supply from perfect parries. And because of that, that is why you want to run this weapon in the fencing version to grab as many perfect parries as possible. When it comes to the perk tree here, the perks on the weapon itself are actually really good and, you know, like unique perks. The problem is you are locked in after this section right here. So if you pick the bottom, you're locked in for the rest of the bottom. And if you pick the top right here, as you see, you're locked in for the rest of the top. But we'll get into the main perks that we're taking advantage of with this class right here. We have Confident Stance and Patient Stance. So both of these are helping you with your gun strikes. One, you will not lose contested health while you're in your power stance. And then the other, you cannot be knocked back in your power stance. And as I said, your power stance is every time that you perform a perfect parry, you're going to go into your power stance. And then we have Power Strike. Gun Strike from Power Stance deals 20% more damage. Another very powerful perk. And one of the most important ones, definitely for this build, guys, is going to be Restoration here. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores 1 armor segment. Cooldown is 20 seconds. So you even have a prestige perk that is the same thing, but cooldown is 15 seconds. So if you kill 7 enemies in rapid succession, you're going to basically gain 2 armor every 20 seconds, which is fantastic. And then we are finishing it off with Discharge. Your overhead strike deals damage around the target. Cooldown is 15 seconds, and your overhead strike is just your dashing or your sprinting attack. And you will notice its AoE damage. You'll notice the knockback. It's just not very powerful when it comes to the actual damage of it, but the knockback is very nice, and I do suggest taking that. So the axe itself, the base damage isn't great on it, guys. It's mostly all about the perfect parries and using your gun strike damage and getting to your power stance to take advantage of the stagger that you can cause with your backstep. Now, when we are moving to our primary weapon and our secondary weapon, we will go into our primary first. So our bolt carbine, we're going to be setting it up right here like this. And the main reason is we're really trying to get recoupment to grab our 1 armor segment every headshot kill every 15 seconds. So with this right here, you're always close range with this weapon. Getting headshots and getting headshot kills is very easy with this weapon. It's so fast firing. As long as you get just a lock on their head for a couple seconds, you can usually get that headshot kill. So it is a very nice weapon to pair with this extra armor gain. And we are really not losing much when it comes to damage. We're only losing this 10% damage increase. But other than that, everything is staying the same. So very good. And if you do not like taking the bolt carbine, I do suggest whatever primary weapon you are taking that you tie the recoupment perk to it, and you just make sure that you have this armor perk on any primary weapon that you're running. And then we're finishing this build off with our weapons here with the Inferno pistol. Now with the Inferno pistol, I do like it in the fire rate version. It fires extremely quickly. And then on top of that, we are going to want to set up for the same thing. Killing 5 enemies with 1 shot restores 1 armor segment. Now this gun is not as good at armor gain as you would think, because it is kind of hard to get a 5 kills with 1 shot, but it does have something like motivated melee, which your melee damage increases by 20% if your weapon has no ammo in the magazine, which this does end up helping out a lot with the power axe, because like I said, the base damage on the power axe, like your light attack and your heavy attack, are not that strong. So this will add some extra damage onto those hits. And yeah, when it comes to your secondary, guys, I'm running the Inferno to really max out my armor gain, but the heavy bolt pistol is also an excellent choice, and you really can't go wrong with this guy either. So either one of these are nice, but the gameplay you're going to see is with the Inferno pistol. And honestly, I think it sets up very nice when you have something like the bolt carbine to complement it, and then to take advantage of the armor gain. And for me, even more importantly, the melee damage increase of 20% when you are out of ammo in your magazine. Okay, and when it's coming to our class build here, we will start down here at our prestige perks. We have Battlefield Awareness for 10% more damage within 8 meters. We have Fortitude for our health increases by 15%. And then 2 very important perks here, Launch Restoration, your grapple launch gives you 1 armor segment, and then Restoration, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession, restores 1 armor segment. So when it comes to your launch restoration right here, that is going to tie very nicely to something like tactical prowess, because you're going to be able to return your charge back every time you kill an enemy with your grapple. So you've got to make sure that you're using tactical prowess all the time, because Zone of Impact and Restless Fortitude are also tied to this perk, and they become much more deadly when you are using tactical prowess properly. Just make sure you're locking onto your target. You'll notice that their health will turn red on their health meter when you lock on, and that is when you know you can go in there with your grapple and you're going to kill them and get your charge back. Now, when we're going over to our core perks here, we do have Upper Hand for our knockback resistance from our perfect parries. We are taking Conviction for survivability. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. We have Consecutive Execution to keep our equipment up. We are also going with our health team perk here to keep 30% up on our health every time we kill an extremist or terminus enemy. And then, as I said, Restless Fortitude and Zone of Impact, you're tying those both to tactical prowess. And then finishing it off with Combat Readiness right here to make sure anytime that we do run out of our grapple, we are getting it back as quickly as possible so we can take advantage of all of the things that it's going to do for us. So that is the most important thing, guys. Using tactical prowess properly and making sure that you are getting your executes with your grapple is going to keep that live throughout your operation, and then just let you use Launch Restoration basically at will. So that's why this is a very powerful armor gaining build overall, and I think it is the strongest armor gaining build in the entire game, even better than the Bulwarks 30 every 30 seconds. If you're using everything properly, you can gain more armor back than any other class with this build right here. So I do appreciate you guys checking out this video, and I will catch you on the next one.
Stratum drones and their stamps. Authorized! Good. Escort the payload to the train. That lift ought to ferry us to the train. Come out! My weapon is dry.